There's something you may be doing every day that keeps you stuck, unhappy, tired, and quietly hopeless. And most people have no clue. Every word you speak carries a frequency, a vibration, a creative force that's literally shaping your reality. But here's what's wild. The words we use most casually are often the ones trapping us in cycles we can't break. Think about how often you hear people say things like, "I'm tired," or "I'm broke," or "I'm just not good at this." These aren't just throwaway comments. They're programming statements. When you say "I am" followed by anything, something fascinating happens in your brain. Those two words signal to your entire system that you're making a declaration about your core identity. Not just a temporary state, not just how you're feeling today, your essence. So when someone says, "I'm hopeless," they're not just describing their current situation, they're embedding that identity into their neural pathways. They're telling their subconscious mind to maintain that state, to look for evidence that confirms it, to resist anything that contradicts it. This isn't mystical thinking, it's basic psychology. Your brain has this incredible feature where it seeks consistency with how you define yourself. If you've declared that you're disorganized, your brain will literally filter information to support that belief. It will notice every instance of chaos while overlooking moments of clarity. But here's where it gets interesting. The same mechanism that keeps people stuck can be used to set them free. Words aren't just sounds, they're spells in the truest sense. Each one carries historical weight, emotional charge, and neurological impact. When you understand this, you realize you've been walking around with one of the most powerful tools for transformation, and most people are using it backwards. Take the word terrific. Most people use it to mean something wonderful, but historically it comes from the same root as tyrannical, something that inspires terror or dread. So when someone says their day is going terrific, they might actually be programming for disaster without knowing it. This stuff goes deep. The origins of words matter because they carry energetic signatures that our subconscious minds recognize. It's why certain phrases feel heavy while others feel light, why some conversations leave you drained while others energize you. If you want to see how powerful this really is, pay attention to how you feel when someone says, "Don't think of a purple dinosaur." Your brain can't process the negative. It has to create the image first to know what not to think about. So the command actually creates the very thing it's trying to prevent. Now imagine this happening all day with your internal dialogue. Don't mess up. Don't be late. Don't say no. Your brain is constantly creating images and feelings around the things you're trying to avoid. Before we go further, if this is resonating with you, hit that like button and subscribe to Master Being Human. There's so much more to explore around how we can actually master being human through conscious communication. The real shift happens when you start treating your words like the creative tools they are. Instead of saying, "I'm trying to be more confident," you say, "I am confident." Instead of, "I hope I can figure this out," you say, "I am figuring this out." But here's the catch. Your brain might resist this if the gap feels too big. If you're broke and you try to affirm, "I am wealthy," your internal skeptic might shut it down completely. This is where the gradient approach becomes crucial. You build bridges. Start with, "I am becoming more financially stable." Then move to, "I am creating wealth." Eventually, you can claim, "I am wealthy," and your system will accept it because you've created a believable pathway. The science behind why speaking out loud is so much more powerful than thinking comes down to vibration. When you speak, the sound waves travel through your vocal cords, vibrate through your bones, and create a physical resonance throughout your body. It's like turning your whole system into a tuning fork for whatever you're declaring. When you just think something, there's no physical vibration, it's just mental activity. But when you speak, you're involving your entire nervous system in the process of creation.
This is why people who talk to themselves out loud often seem to think more clearly. They're literally using their whole body as a thinking tool. The vibration helps organize thoughts, release stuck energy, and create new neural pathways. Think about someone you know who transformed their life dramatically. Chances are, at some point, they changed how they talked about themselves. They stopped identifying with their problems and started identifying with their possibilities. This is part of learning how to master being human. Understanding that we're not just biological machines responding to circumstances. We're creative beings who can literally speak new realities into existence through conscious use of language.
Most people use words carelessly, like they're just describing what already is. But words are actually tools for creating what could be. Every time you speak, you're either reinforcing your current reality or building a bridge to a new one. The ancient texts weren't kidding when they said we're hung by the tongue. Your words become your world. What you consistently say about yourself, your relationships, your work, your health, that's the blueprint your subconscious follows. But here's what makes this really powerful. Once you understand this principle, you can start catching yourself in real time. When you notice yourself about to say something limiting, you can pause, cancel it, replace it with something that moves you toward who you want to become. It's not about positive thinking or pretending problems don't exist. It's about consciously choosing words that create the internal state you need to solve those problems. Instead of, "I can't handle this," try, "I'm learning how to handle this." Instead of, "This always happens to me," try, "I'm breaking this pattern." Small shifts in language create massive shifts in experience because they change your internal vibration first. And your internal vibration determines what you notice, how you feel, and what actions you're inspired to take. The Master Being Human community on School is a space where we develop and deliver these kinds of practical tools for conscious living. People who are serious about understanding how their minds work and how to use that knowledge to create better lives. If that sounds like you, check it out. Your mouth is one of your most powerful tools for transformation. Every word is either taking you closer to who you want to become or keeping you stuck where you are. The question is, what reality are your words creating today?